Hey everybody, Jarred-Garneau here. Here's my first YouTube lesson in a while. Just took a little bit of a break for various reasons, but I'm back. I'm going to be trying to do this once a week again. So we'll have a ton of great content out for everyone, revolving around the same stuff I've been doing, revolving around blues, slide guitar, that sort of thing. But today's lesson, to break it in since it's been a while, I would like to cover a blues standard, Key to the Highway. I first heard it, I think, off of Derek and Domino's record when they covered that, and I found out it was done earlier by Big Bill Brunsey and various other artists, and then eventually Derek Trucks. In fact, today is going to be primarily the Derek Trucks version I'd like to go over. So first off, let's just talk about the form of the tune. So the form of the tune is just a simple 8-bar blues. And by the way, if you haven't if you aren't familiar with the tune, do yourself a favor, just exit out of this video and listen to the tune 10 times or 100 times, whatever, in a row until you get the tune in your ear, just the basic form of it. How many measures there are, what's the melody like. You should be able to hum the melody back a little bit, just like ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. I'm not the best at singing, but ba-ba-ba-ba-da-da, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-da. Ba-ba-ba-da-na-na. All right, obviously not on point with all the pitches, but you just want something to latch onto within yourself to remember the tune. It's has a lot to do with how your mind works with memorization. The more senses you involve, the better. So getting your voice involved is a great way to memorize that. But the melody is the main part of the tune, and especially once you start improvising and you start coming up with other ways to play it, it becomes extra important because everything you play is going to be kind of based off of that sort of thing. So yeah, step one, just memorize the melody. Really get to know the tune. Clap along with it as you're singing the melody. Almost like you're a barbershop quartet or something like that. Just be able to keep time and sing the melody is huge and awfully understated. A lot of people, begin to learn these tunes without really knowing the tune or becoming a fan of the tune itself. You should approach these tunes from a place of curiosity and love, just really digging the music itself. Next point is maybe just be able to keep learning the tune with some basic time, which is on the tune for ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da, ba-ba-da-da-da-da. So I kept time long after I was singing the melody because the form itself actually went on for a couple extra measures. The melody ends in, bar 6 or 7, something like that. And you still have to keep time after that. Once it gets to that point, once you really know the tune, you can sing it in your car, you can sing it while keeping basic time, whatever. Now we're just going to go over the chords. So I'm in open E, by the way. If you're not familiar with this channel, that's really what I focus on. It's just how to navigate the fretboard in open E with both just regular playing and playing slide as well. So yeah, the form itself is just an 8-bar blues, and the first measure is just going to be A. So to do that in open E, you can just bar across the 5th fret, using the 6th string as your root, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. Okay, so we're going to have one measure of that. I'm just going to go through the form using half notes. So just going 1, 2, 3, 4. That'd be measure 1. Measure 2 would be on the E chord. Simple enough in open E, we're just gonna play open strings. So for me, I'm just doing the thumb on the 6th string and then my fingers on the other strings, but you can just strum through it. That works too. So the second measure would be E. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so far we have one measure on A, one measure on E. Next two measures are just D. So using that same method, you just find the D root note and you'll find it at the 10th fret. So just again, barring it, just to get that entire chord. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and another measure on top of that, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first four measures would just be A to E to D. Okay, awesome. Next two measures would just be the same as the first two, going from A to E. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the last two measures, what I generally show my students is just doing two measures of A, just to get the basic form down. So just going 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What you'll more commonly hear is going 2 beats each on A, and then D, and then back to A, and then to E again. So starting from measure 7, that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So again, just the whole form would just be A, E, D, hold on D, to A, to E, to A, D, A, E, and then after that, turn around to A to begin the form again. That E in the last two beats is particularly important to mark the form, just because that E, the 5 chord of A, really just has a strong draw back to 1, the resolution. So the other thing is just like thinking of it in Roman numerals. This is not maybe like the most important step right now, but it's useful for when you're transposing, which is a great skill to have, especially down the road when you're working with singers that have different ranges and everything. It's really helpful to know how to transpose keys quickly. So in terms of Roman numerals, we have 1, 2, 5, 2, 4, back to 1, 2, 5. 1, 4, 1, 5, 1. All right, so maybe the step after that is just being able to hum the melody while you're doing the chords. You know, just keeping basic time. Ba da da da, ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba. Maybe after that, like do like the melody while playing the chords, or you could just do it maybe staggered, something like. I'm not even like really worrying about like timing or being exact at that point. I'm just trying to find a way to like mesh the chords and the melody together where I can really hear them and how they work together, because that chord melody relationship is super important. And then, being able to hum that melody while you're doing that is important as well. At this point, you can start thinking of how to improvise over it. So with this style of music, and what kind of differs it from like jazz, is that these lines tend to be more singable. Not to say that you can't sing jazz lines, you absolutely can. But there's just something more melodic and just singable about going. You can really just hum that. So yeah, once you really get to know the melody and learn it on guitar, I can maybe go over the notes some other time, but I'm not going to today because I really want you to challenge yourself to hear the melody and try to repeat it back on your guitar. You might not be able to find all the notes all the way right away, but just the sheer act of trying to do so will help sharpen your ear. So give it a try. You might be surprised. But beyond that, maybe just doing things like adding bends to the melody. So just going. Kind of fudge that last part, but you get the point anyways. Like, if your main thing that you're trying to work on from a technical standpoint is like working on bends, working out the melody doing that is a great way to do it. And just like, you can try it in different areas of the fretboard. So I'm going to do the same thing maybe around the 10th fret. So we're going. And then going maybe like just adding that bend in that spot right there. That sounds nice. I mean, that last part, I don't know if that was the greatest way to go about it. Probably needs more practice, but that's not the point. The point is for you to try these things on your own and experiment with different ways to play around the melody that sound good to you. A lot of that is just like questions asking yourself like, all right, I'm going to try and play this melody around the 5th fret. What do I have readily available around there? Then doing the same thing maybe around the 10th fret or like, a different chunk of the neck. You can do the same thing with slide, just going. So on and so forth. So really what you're trying to aim for is to be more like a singer in this case. But anyways, hope that's helpful, you guys. I would love to do more videos like this in the future, particularly in this genre, revolving around the Allman Brothers, Eric Clapton, that sort of thing. I love that stuff. And, just maybe even some jazz tunes sometime. But anyways, let me know what you would like to hear in the comments. I would love to hear about it. And I will see you guys next week.